Well, I'd planned to do a video outside, out the back, where it's very pleasant. It's quite breezy, and I was going to start off with you being able to see all the wind in the trees for those of you that don't have trees. But I've got no power in my phone's run out of power, and I think so. I've had to plug it in here. I think it might be two things. One, because it wasn't plugged in, and I don't know when I last had it plugged in. But two, I did a vlog video earlier, again of the lavender, but experimenting in slow motion, just because I thought if I leave that there filming, what you get to see may be easier to see, because I know like the hummingbird, hawk moths move so quickly. You can adjust your settings on your YouTube in the bottom right corner using the cogwheel and slow the video down if you want. But I just thought I'd see. I'm just experimenting. You might not see it because it might not, but it's taking forever to upload. And I don't know whether that's because it's a slow motion vlog or video or what, but it's just taking forever. Not that there's any rush. We've just been down to the chickens, a bit early. It's only 7:15 now. I noticed, or have noticed over the last week or so, so I'm just checking. I'm thinking I didn't get any red mite on me. I think I've got what is it? Paranoid red mite on me. I've been noticing over the last few weeks, and keep looking and then not really comparing the legs of one of the black broodies. And I keep thinking, oh, she's just dusty. That's just white dust on her. Especially as they've got no straw in the coop at the moment. But what I sort of saw this morning, I was looking and comparing her to the others, and realised that what she has is scaly leg mite, which is what the expat had just before she died. And whereas the expat was already old and vulnerable, and the scaly leg mite probably was just enough to finish her off, the black Brahma seems to be coping with it okay. But it might explain why when I picked them all up from their broody state when we got back from Canada, why she was so pale. It might not just have been red mite, it might be that she had scaly leg mite as well. So we've been down, and we're using what we've got. We've been down, and I've sprayed alcohol again on the roost and along a lot of the wood that is in there. Well, there's not a lot of wood in there, but there is wood in there, and that's where red might live. Mark put some diatom down, and then we've got a vegetable fly spray. And I said to Mark, but this is for flying insects. He said, but it's an insecticide. It'll work, or it might do, or whatever. So for now, I picked her up, which was a bit of a struggle. She's missing a few feathers, poor soul. But I picked her up and held her, and he has sprayed her legs with fly spray, which is an insecticide at the end of the day. And that in many areas, that's what you'd be given. And maybe next week we'll go down to the vets and buy whatever is recommended. But at the moment it's Saturday evening. I've got a stomach bug, so I'm not really well enough to leave the house. Not that I'd go now at 7 p.m. But we'll perhaps have a look on Monday and see what the vets suggest. But at the moment that's what we've done. So I held her for about 2 minutes, close to me, whilst he did that. And I don't think I've got red mite on me, which is a real relief, because I was thinking, oh God, I'm going to have to pick her up and I'm going to get covered in red mite. Not nice. But apart from the paranoid itching that I'm getting now and again, I don't think I've got red mite, but I have got this. So I can get down there if I need to. What else? It's Saturday, and I didn't cook yesterday the planned meal because I was too unwell and went to bed what did we have? We came back from shopping and had eggs on toast, and I should have cooked in the evening, but I wasn't well enough, so I didn't want to eat, and so I didn't do. What was I planning? It was going to be the super protein powered salad. So I cooked that for lunch. We had that for lunch, and it was interesting. It was okay. It was interesting. Very disappointed with the spinach that came in my shopping. It's a big 400-gram bag, and I gave it a good wash, but there's parts of the leaves that have begun to go mushy where they're breaking down, and I'm really annoyed about that because it's a big bag and I would expect it to last me 5 days in the fridge, and it ain't going to last that long. I will need to use it again tomorrow or on Monday to get rid of it. So anyway, we had that. I cooked that for lunch, made that for lunch. I did cook, the chicken was cooked and the quinoa was cooked, but the rest of it's just making up a salad, and it was nice. And then later I decided I would do the low carb lasagna, because I just thought I'll make that whilst I'm ready to make it and in the mood. And actually some of those meals are nicer the next day because they've had a chance to absorb all the flavours and they've thickened up a little bit, because sometimes the Fast 800 food is a bit thin, because you don't add any thickener to it, you don't add anything to thicken a sauce or whatever. So I thought, well, I'll make that today and then we'll have it tomorrow. It looks enormous and I'm not used to their meals looking that big. I really need to go back and check that I haven't made enough for 4 servings, because when you go onto the Fast 800 website, you can choose 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, however many servings you want to make, and I chose 2, and I follow the instructions for 2. But I don't think I've ever seen the lasagna is that big. I mean, it's not massively deep, but I need to check it because it looks a lot to serve up on 1 plate or 2 plates. The lasagna part of it, the replacement for the pasta is ribbons of courgette. So I made those using the peeler and peeling back. And it's got minced beef, garlic, onion, oregano, tin of tomatoes, 160 grams of spinach, and then and then you put that in a pan in whatever you're going to use as your dish, and then you layer on your courgette, and then it's got I can't remember how many grams of ricotta cheese. About 150 grams of ricotta mixed with some nutmeg, half a teaspoon of nutmeg. And I added a bit of cream to it just to loosen it a bit, because it's really not easy to spread over a large area, and this lasagna is over a large area. And then you cook it for no more than 15 minutes on quite a high temperature. So I've done that. It's cooled down, it's got foil on, it's in the fridge for tomorrow, and hopefully I'll be well enough to eat it. Nice that I don't have to get myself sorted and cook it, as I've already done it. It was something else. Oh, I got a WhatsApp message from WhatsApp message from Cleo earlier, which made me feel quite sad. I think I have misunderstood, it being in French, I have misunderstood what her plans were for next year. And for me, next year is 2024, but it's apparent to me that next year is this next September onwards academic year, and it never occurred to me that that's what she was talking about. And she was talking about I'm retiring, because there was another conversation I'd had with her that has confused me, in that she was trying to divide up the Wednesday group into the 2 Thursday and Tuesday group, and I thought that's what she was trying to do, but maybe that was just for the end of term. But I got a WhatsApp message from her today to say I'll be running workshop days on the 6th, 7th and 8th of September, and I realise a day will probably be too long for you, but I thought I'd let you know. I feel really sad because I, in my confused state, thought I'd got till next year to deal with the ending of my art lessons, but I haven't. They've ended to all intents and purposes. I know that when I'm feeling better than I'm feeling now, because it's not useful to be trying to work things out when you're feeling like shit. But also once we've got over the hump of Mark's knee and we move into autumn and winter and see where we stand, because we're sort of in limbo at the moment. I probably will go and do half a day or set something up, because I don't want to stop going. I said to Mark, we'll have to get another easel and have an art lesson together at home. But the problem is, it wasn't all about art. It was about mixing and being with our French friends, colleagues, fellow students, and that's going to be missing. And it is our only immersed French during the week, and I can't imagine. I don't want to join another group doing something else. It was the best thing for me to learn art in that and learn French in that environment. It's just incredible. When I first started, and I, did that Queen Nefertiti, which was, everybody starts doing that. You draw it and you think, God, I won't be able to do that, and end up doing it and being really pleased with the result. And the struggle with the language. And even though I'd been here 6 years ago, so I'd been here 10 years, 11 years, being 2 hours in an art class with French people was really tiring. It was the beginning of my illness as well, or as my illness had got under control with steroids. So it was quite tiring for me to begin with, because it was just all French and just too much. And I am aware of how much progress I've made in my language and in my art, and I'm really sad to be losing. I'm not going to lose the progress, but I will need to make sure I find ways of maintaining my level of language, because that is easily lost when you're away from it. So yeah, that's really sad. I haven't replied to her yet, because I don't feel well enough to reply, and I need to be 100% to write my reply in French. So yeah, disappointing. I noticed that Chateau wrapped up, so that was a bit of a shock. And then discovered that it's going to be unwrapping in September, and I did question, because they made an announcement. I love the music. Go and have a look. I love the music on their vlog for the announcement that they made. So they made an announcement and they left me out. And I thought, why? Why have they done that? What have I done? And I thought, well, the only way you're going to find out is to ask. So I asked. And apparently they tried to contact me on Thursday. They emailed me. I didn't. She said she thinks she must have sent it to the wrong email. I haven't seen an email, but they did try to contact me for permission to include me in the edits for the new, when they come back out again, because they are going to republish the old vlogs. And she couldn't contact me, so I couldn't give my permission. So I have given my permission, because I quite like being a part of it, and I'm interested to see how it is going forward, because it's going to be without Julie, and I'm really sad that Julie will no longer be in it, and she was my introduction to it, so I'm sad about that. But at the same time, I still want to see how it progresses, so that's that going on. So that is all. I need to work out whether I can manage to eat smashed avocado on toast, or whether I'm expecting too much of my system. My friend Leslie in Bridgewater suggested a small amount of yogurt and honey, and I've done that. I don't think a large amount of avocado on toast would probably be her prescription. We'll see. So the experimental lavender thing, I might not use or use it. It depends how it looks, but I'll put it up in a few days' time, or Monday, because I don't think it's going to take that long to upload. You'll get this first. I don't know when you'll get this. Unless YouTube's really slow at uploading and that's why it's not uploading, then you won't get this till tomorrow. But whatever, have a nice weekend.